All righty. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brock from NASCAR.info. Just figured I'd pop in here and do a little bit of trivia. I know we do some of this on Wednesday, but figured I'd shake things up a little bit and do it today here on Tuesday. You'll notice the picture behind me is different from the ones that we've had in the past, where there's actually reason for that. We're actually preparing to change locations here. Don't know when exactly at some point here, but sometime, obviously, with all this going on here, it's kind of tossed that up in the air. But we are going to be moving to a new location at some point or another, and we'll have a new studio set up at some point. We'll have some more information on that as things get going right now. But at the moment, yeah, we're kind of clearing things out here. Let me show you. It's pretty empty in here right now, so not too much else to look at the moment. But we're going to get it all set up here. And in the meantime, we're going to count down the days until racing resumes again and do a little bit of trivia tonight. So let's lead off here with the Trivial Pursuit thing, and we'll jump right into it. Oh, I still got the answer from the last time we did it. Okay. So same thing as before. We're going to go ahead and go through the different categories, see which one you guys want to lead off with. And we'll go through the topics again, Jeopardy style here. Alrighty. The first topic is NASCAR. Second topic is pits, then teams, tracks, drivers, and the wild card. Okay, go ahead and mention in the chat which one you want us to start off with. We'll kind of work our way through this and see how many other categories we do here. So again, NASCAR, pits, teams, tracks, drivers, and the wild card. All righty, so we got one for drivers already. Any other guesses? Tracks, NASCAR? Okay, we're going to split up here, but we'll do a number of categories here. All right, you got two for drivers. Okay, we'll go ahead and do drivers to lead off with, as you got a couple votes for that, and we'll try to change up the topic as we go along. So, okay, first question for drivers: what 1972 NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year is from Lenoir, North Carolina? Or I'm sure I'm messing up the pronunciation. What 1972 NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year is from Lenoir, North Carolina? Lenoir. I guess it's Lenoir, North Carolina. 1972 NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year. The answer is always Stacy Compton. Not so much on this one, probably. We'll see. Lenoir, North Carolina, 1972. Larry Smith, Bill Elliott. And the answer is indeed Larry Smith. Larry Smith tragically lost his life at Talladega. Alrighty. Next question. Who won the 1996 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship? Truck Series questions. Okay, it's going to shake it up a little bit. We're not just doing Cup here. Who won the 1996 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship? That is the next question here. Ron Hornaday, the first guess. Any other guesses here? The 1996 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship. Hornaday, gay guys got it. Hornaday is indeed the correct answer. Here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. We got a potent quotable here this time. Who said, quote, "I'm getting a little tired of my new job with NASCAR, Chief Wall Tester"? Who said this line? "I'm getting a little tired of my new job with NASCAR, the Chief Wall Tester"? Who would be the answer there? Who said, "I'm getting a little tired of my new job with NASCAR, the Chief Wall Tester"? W-A-L-L. Johnny Benson, okay. Interesting guesses here. Could also be left over from the Truck Series one, so make sure you guys get your guesses in for who said, "I'm getting a little tired of my new job with NASCAR, the Chief Wall Tester." Darrell Waltrip, Stenhouse, Bonnet. Yeah, I mean, any of these could be potentially. You never know. Steve Park. Oh, goodness, yeah. A lot of drivers having a lot of accidents here. And again, we're looking at something here from the late 90s, so it could be more of a throwback question. Oh, excuse me. All righty. Let's just hop into it here. And the answer, we got some good guesses here. The answer is Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins. How about that? Marty Robbins, country singer turned racer. It almost seemed like it, yeah, Darrell Waltrip. It kind of sounded like that one, or maybe like somebody like Rick Mast or something that would have like kind of the sense of humor there in that, but also the frustration at the same time. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have guessed either. Marty Robbins. There you go. All right. Next one, we'll do another couple of the drivers here. Maybe we'll shake up the category here. What dapper driver is known for racing in his wingtip shoes? Oh, here we go. This is how you know if you're old school here. What dapper driver is known for racing in his wingtip shoes is our next question. Used to have this back in the day, right on. Yeah, no, this thing's great. I mean, I don't know if we've reached the bottom of this thing yet. I mean, we've done this a lot in the disqualification shows last year and a couple other live streams since then, but we haven't had too many repeat. We've had some repeat on the other one, but yeah. All right, you got Field. Looks like they got it already. It is indeed Dave Marcus. Absolutely, Dave Marcus. There we go. All right, let me do one more in drivers, then we'll change the category here. This one here. How many top five finishes did Jeff Gordon have during his rookie season? Don't look it up on Racing Reference. Just go ahead and jump in on a guess here. All righty. How many top five finishes did Jeff Gordon have during his rookie season? How many top five finishes? We have one guess for 9, another for 5. Just go ahead and jump any number you can think of there. How many top 5 finishes did Jeff Gordon have during his rookie season? Top 5 finishes Gordon had during his rookie season. All right, we got all over the place. 27, 11, 8, 10, 2, 6. So many guesses here. All right, and the answer is 7. 7. Davis Warren, your guess was correct. There you go. Said had 2, bad booking. You guys got it also. There we go. Good guess. Good guess. I saw something in the comments here asking about where to find one of these things. I haven't actually thought to look that up. Let me go on eBay and see what it actually shows. If I found like one version of this that was like a stopwatch, and it was like, I don't even know. Actually, yeah, I'm seeing already. Okay, wow, I'm already getting like 60 listings for this thing here. It looks like it's all the same version. I don't know if they made more than one of these. But yeah, I'm seeing a price range. Oh, there's one down here out of the box sets for like $250. There we go. Lowest first, $668 and out of the box with free shipping. Another one for $1520. That's in the box. It's the lowest I've seen on that. So yeah, actually, if you ever want to play at home here, I'm gonna go ahead and post a link here so you can take a look at that too. The NASCAR Trivial Pursuit game. There you go. I'll put the eBay listing up on here. Hello, everybody. Thanks for jumping in. We're going to do some more trivia here. Just posting the link here if you guys are interested in finding one of these things online. Looks like they have quite a few listings there. So, yeah, quite a few in box. So, brand new. So, there you go. Battery seems to last pretty well, too. So, that's a good deal there. All right. Let's change the subject here. We'll pick a different one. Let's see. I saw one for teams, I think. And we'll do teams here. Look, come on. Roundy round. There we go. All right, here we go. What driver got the first win for owner Cale Yarborough in 1997? What driver got the first win for owner Cale Yarborough in 1997? First guess for that. What driver got the first win for owner Cale Yarborough in 1997? John Andretti. I've seen several John Andretti's. You guys got it. Of course, the late, great John Andretti. Well, let me post this in here, too. This would be a good eBay link as well. If you're interested in the other one, the car we have here as well. I believe it's Fast Facts. I think that's what it's called. Let me look here. Let me see if I can find the link. Fast Facts. Yeah, here we go. If you guys are interested in those, let me post this link too. You can see the options on that. Yeah, these are pretty cool too. They got one of these. They have like a Kyle Petty one. I might have to pick that one up eventually. That one's pretty cool looking. Mayfield. There's like a few other ones there. It's interesting which drivers they picked, but that would be pretty neat. Okay, here, let's do, I saw a suggestion for tracks. Let's do that. Tracks. Okay, here we go. Where did Kyle Petty, oh, wait, speak of the devil, where did Kyle Petty score his first win on a super speedway? Where did Kyle Petty score his first win on a super speedway? It just says first win, doesn't say what series. Doesn't define a super speedway here. Where did Kyle Petty score his first win on a super speedway? Charlotte, Rockingham, Michigan, Talladega. Everybody on here. Where did Kyle Petty score his first win on a super speedway? Daytona and ARCA, we got all that. Talladega, we got the Charlotte in '87. We got several guesses. It could go any way depending on how this thing decides to interpret it. And the answer is Charlotte. Okay, it's going to count for the '87 600 win. So there you go. Charlotte is the correct answer. All right, doing our track question. What type of track gave Bill Elliott his first NASCAR Winston Cup win? What type of track gave Bill Elliott his first NASCAR Winston Cup win? This is a race that's on NASCAR's channel, was just posted recently. What type of track gave Bill Elliott his first NASCAR Winston Cup win? Road course, Riverside. Yep, you guys got it. Road courses. Road course, Riverside. Season finale in '83, if I remember correctly. Bill Elliott. Very interesting. You think, super speedway champion, but of course, yes, first win at Riverside. Same year Ricky Rudd won June race for his first win, driving for Richard Childress. Alrighty. These track ones are a little bit easier, but let's see. Okay, here we go. What was the first track lighted for night racing in the modern Winston Cup era? What was the first track lighted for night racing in the modern Winston Cup era? What was the first track lighted for night racing in the modern Winston Cup era? I'm trying to enunciate a bit more. I was having some challenges with that with the this other video I'm working on here, but hopefully it sounds good. We'll get that all worked out. I'll have some more information on that in the show here tonight too, and tell you a bit about that. Okay, I see guesses for Bristol and Charlotte. These are both good guesses. Richmond as well. Yep, also a good guess. And the answer is Bristol. This one goes to Bristol. Charlotte gets a lot of credit for the Busco lighting and everything. But the first one in the modern era, if we're talking back to, back to '72, we're going to talk about Bristol. There we go. Okay. Let's see. We get a harder track question here. Let me see. Okay. What year's Daytona 500 did Sports Illustrated call the greatest race ever? What year? This is a good question. What year's Daytona 500 did Sports Illustrated call the greatest race ever? There we go. I think it was '78 that Bristol got lights. Was it '78 or '79? Okay, it's right in there. So they've had it for a little while. Meanwhile, again, the question here that's currently on the board, what year's Daytona 500 did Sports Illustrated call the greatest race ever? What year's Daytona 500 did Sports Illustrated call the greatest race ever? I got 76, 79. Good guesses. 77, 87. I guess we're getting some split here with the Bristol question here, but that's okay. What years, I'll leave it open for a bit longer. What year's Daytona 500 did Sports Illustrated call the greatest race ever? 80, 98, okay. Let's get the answer here. The answer is 1976. 76. There we go. See if you guys got that one. 1976 is indeed the correct answer. All right. Let's try another category here. We'll shake things up here. I don't know if we've ever done the actual main NASCAR category. Let's jump into that. See what we get here. Okay, here we go. What year? Okay, I think I might have given this one away. What year in the 70s marked the Thunderbirds' return to NASCAR racing? Oh, I did not give this one away. I thought I was going to ask when the modern era started. Reading it again. What year in the 70s marked the Thunderbirds' return to NASCAR racing? What year in the 70s marked the Thunderbirds' return to NASCAR racing? I see guesses for 78 and 74. This is a good one. This is a good one. We might not have done this one yet, so maybe we got some good ones right on the top. What year in the 70s marked the Thunderbirds' return to NASCAR racing? Alrighty. We got 78. I see a lot for 78, 75, 77. The answer is 77. Maskey official. There we go. Got it. 77 is the answer. All right. Got some other ones here. Who was the first son to follow his father into Darlington's Victory Lane in 1970? 1970. Who was the first son to follow his father into Darlington's Victory Lane in 1970? There's a tricky one. Oh, okay. You guys are always getting Buddy Baker already. Who was the first son to follow his father into Darlington's Victory Lane in 1970? Richard Petty, Davey Allison. And the answer is indeed Buddy Baker. Majority, you guys got it right off. High Octane Cards, Sethead 2, Jason Stearns, you guys all got it. There you go. Okay, I'm repeating the question. We get the next one. Okay, these are some good ones. These are some good ones. Let's see what we got here. Okay, what NASCAR track is considered the fastest 1 mile oval in the world? As of 1998, at least. What NASCAR track is considered the fastest 1 mile oval in the world? Here we go. Dover. You see several guesses for Dover. Pretty crazy one we had in the sim race there the other day. We'll see if we get actual racing at Dover before too long. But we will find out. What NASCAR track is considered the fastest 1 mile oval in the world? The answer is indeed Dover, the Monster Mile. Dover is the correct answer. All right, here we go. How many races were posted on the 1972 NASCAR Winston Cup schedule? How many races were posted on the 1972 NASCAR Winston Cup schedule? How many races? Don't look it up. Just go ahead and type in whatever number you think. How many races? What number of races were posted on the 1972 NASCAR Winston Cup schedule? First guess we have is at 42. We have 29, 31, 43. It's a tricky one. How many races were posted on the 1972 NASCAR Winston Cup schedule? 48, 60, 52, 47, over 40. First number isn't high. Okay, let's see. The answer is 31. Auto Rockin' Race in 94, you got it. 31 is the correct answer. Croman Experience, there you go, you got it too. 31. Bad booking. There you go. You got it. All right. Okay. Gonna have a lightning round here pretty soon. Okay. What was the first? Okay, hang on. What was the first Daytona Beach hotel to host the NASCAR annual banquet? Wow. There we go. What was the first Daytona Beach hotel to host the NASCAR annual banquet? The first Daytona Beach hotel to host the NASCAR annual banquet. Here we go. Streamline, Starliner. The first Daytona Beach hotel to host the NASCAR annual banquet. The annual banquet. That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know the answer to this one, to be perfectly honest. I do not know. The first Daytona Beach hotel to host the NASCAR annual banquet. Streamline, you never know. Could be. Or is it not? Is it something else? We'll see. And the answer, whoa, okay. Brace yourselves, folks. Brace yourselves. It is not the Streamline. It is the Princess Icena. The Princess Icena or Icena. Icena? I'm sure I'm butchering this. Anybody from Florida that knows this? The Princess Icena? That's fooled me, man. I'll tell you that. I learn something new every day. The banquet, not the founding of NASCAR. That makes you think of the Streamline, but no, the Princess Icena apparently was the first Daytona Beach one to host the awards banquet. No, it's Kissimmee. Is it Kissimmee or I don't know? It says Icena. You can see it on there. It's unless it was like I guess if it is there. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible maybe it spells something wrong or anything, but that would be an interesting one. Let's Google that. That deserves a Googling. It absolutely does. Oh, great. Yeah, Google doesn't know what I'm talking about. It's showing me clips from Frozen and Princess Cruises. Okay, well, here, how about getting trolled by this thing here? Okay, there is such a thing as the Princess Hotels and Resorts, but it does not list the Icena. How about, let's see, Icena Hotel. We can pick up Princess. It doesn't sound right. I mean, it almost sounds like a ship instead of a hotel. Icena Hotel, Florida, Ocean Hotel. I mean, I guess it's trying to look up things that are up now, but you would think you would be able to get an older. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Wait a minute. This is a book on Amazon. Princess Icena Hotel, Daytona Beach, Florida. The only listing I am finding here, I'll post the link in the chat. The only link I'm finding so far in this initial one here is a postcard that looks like it's from the 20s of a resort, a vintage postcard from what year? What year is this? This looks like gosh, it's at least like the 30s, 20s or 30s, kind of like that. Volusia County. I'm not getting like any listings, so clearly it's a place that's not around right now, or if it is, it's under a completely different name. But I'm surprised. Usually you think that there'd be a historical page or something for it. But apparently that was where the first award ceremony was held. Princess Icena. Oh, and I've held this so long and it's now turned the thing off. That's okay. Wow, that's a weird one. 1953 was held and torn down 1992. Okay, right. How about that? Yeah, the Princess Icena Hotel. It's also spelled different in the listing. Maybe it's that's the reason it's not coming up. Is it's spelled with 2 S's? Of course, it could be the listing is spelled wrong. I don't want to. Icena. Okay, yeah, I put it Icena. I get Icena Cottage. There you go. Wrecking Ball aims at hotel again. Okay, now it's saying the Ormond Hotel. Okay, it might not be the same one. Okay, we got Princess Icena. Details of the Peck project are sketchy. Peck declined to comment, but the preservationists are quick to point out that Peck tore down another historic hotel, the Princess Icena, on Seabreeze Boulevard in Daytona Beach about 10 years ago. The lot there remains empty. And this was an article by the Orlando Sentinel, Harry Strait, on March 25th, 92. So it looks like maybe about 82 was torn down. I'll post the link here too for anybody that's interested in that. How about that? There you go. I'm getting more links in here than I thought. Okay, cool. Well, here, let's do some more trivia here in the meantime. But yeah, I've never been to Florida, so I can't pretend to know much about that whole thing. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, hey, let's see if we get something that crazy difficult for the next one. All right, here we go. Whose record did David Pearson tie when he won 10? Let's start that over. Whose record did David Pearson tie when he won 10 superspeedway races in 1976? Whose record did David Pearson tie when he won 10 superspeedway races in 1976? 10 superspeedway races in 1976. Whose record Did David Pearson tie? We got ones for Petty in 67. The guesses for Petty. The answer is indeed Richard Petty. It does not give the year. You might be right there. Bad booking about 67. By the way, Bad Booking, I saw your comment there asking about return to on-track action for NASCAR. I'm all for it. I am all for it. Absolutely. We got to, again, I think I mentioned this on the other channel a while back. When you feel ill, personally, like if you have like an illness or something like that, like if you have like a cold or something, and not to minimize what this is, of course, this illness is much more serious than that. But when you're dealing with an illness and stuff, you're not always allowed the opportunity to go back into action and stuff when you're at 100%. Oftentimes, you got to kind of just fight your way, because I don't know about you, but with me, when I start feeling sick, it's a real gradual process, like a couple of days. Like I think, oh, this is nothing really, and then it's like, oh boy, and then you kind of get through it. And on the other way out, it's also a slow process to kind of get back out of it again. And I think maybe if we want to look at it, I mean, it's a mass oversimplification, but I think that at some point it's going to be scary no matter what, trying to go back out there and have some kind of semblance of normalcy. But I think it's a good idea to go out there and actually try to compete, try to do some races, try to do these proper protocols in place. It's good that they're wearing masks, trying to do social distancing, and you got to at least try some things. And then, if you have some real problem, then okay, back it off of it again, and then go back into it again. I mean, this is the one advantage. I think this is where it's an advantage for us here in the States, and I guess maybe in Canada it's like that too, where you have different regions, you have like different states or provinces like they have. You can have everybody's affected by it differently. Everybody has different approaches. They could try to get back into things at the same time rather than throw the doors open and demand that everybody be on the same page and get back into it. I think every state has approached this differently, and I think that's the best way to go. And the one advantage that NASCAR has in all this, of course, is that they're able to run races in multiple different states. And it's not like with football or baseball where you're constantly traveling from one city to the other just for a couple of games each week. You can have like one standalone race, in one state or another, and start things off that way. And I think that's a good way to go. So I think that'll be a good way to do it. So I'm encouraged that they're doing these ones in South Carolina, North Carolina. I've heard the rumors about them doing Georgia and some of these other states, maybe Florida, in the weeks ahead. I thought that was confirmed. It looks like it isn't, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, things not looking good for the race out in Sonoma from what I'm seeing, at least so far, especially with the latest report that Adam Stern had about certain races being cut. I know it sounds greedy because we already had the West Coast swing right before all this happened. So one would think, okay, we've had enough West Coast races. Maybe that's true. And maybe that's going to ultimately lead to Sears Point getting a date in the spring next year. I don't know anything about that. But I would think, that maybe that's a possibility, next season. But we'll see. We'll see how things go on that. I would like to believe that Sears Point can get a date at some later time. There's of course restrictions with the chase and already stuff being played in, and I'm down for them having it anytime they can. I mean, we used to have the IndyCar race in August, and of course the track lost that to Laguna Seca. Hopefully things get worked out on that. I know there's bigger concerns than that, but we got to find our normalcy any way that we can get it. But I would love it if they came back out here, at any time. But I'm preparing for the worst on that, and that maybe it gets pushed to sometime next season, or just canceled and we wait till next season. We already lost Grand Prix of Monaco and Formula One and other events like that. So I guess it's certainly not unprecedented. But I'm hopeful, though. I'm hopeful that they get something worked out on that, because they put on a good show, and it's a track I don't think gets a lot of respect. I think at Sears Point, certainly I'm seeing a lot of jubilation from people on social media. It's like, well, Sears Point's boring. Who cares? And all that. But I know I'm biased because it's my home track, but it's really an entertaining track there to see, and I think it's a really good different deal there. Beast of Metal, $5 super chat. Thank you for that. I'm here for 5 seconds to let you know that I'm already committed to mod duties on another live stream tonight. Have fun and see you next time. Well, thank you for popping in, Beast of Metal. Thank you for your work on that. And thank you for your mod duties on that as well. And big appreciation there. We don't really need any more mods at the moment right here, so we should be good tonight. If things pick up, we may change strategy on that. But yeah, I'm hopeful that we get Sears Point sometime in the future. I think they put on a great show. I think anybody that hasn't been there, I recommend it to everybody to check it out because it's such a unique venue and beautiful area. Of course, if you're big into wine tasting, you know the reputation for that is accurate. It's a beautiful region and plenty of places within a short driving distance. You can check all that out. And of course, if you want to take a trip to San Francisco or the immediate Bay Area, it's not too long of a drive, although distance-wise, although traffic could be a bit rough. I always recommend that if you're going to do that, set a whole day aside to do it because it's going to be definitely a day trip. But plenty of stuff to see. I mean, well, when things get back to normal, of course. Pier 39, Fisherman's Wharf, Coit Tower, Transamerica Pyramid. Gosh, just so much. I mean, my brother went to school out there, but I didn't stay out there as much myself. But beautiful area out there, certainly by reputation. That was one thing that's always fun with Sears Point is leading into it. They do their media luncheon, which is over at Ghirardelli Square. And Ghirardelli Square is kind of on the northern part of San Francisco, so you get a good view of like Golden Gate Bridge and stuff out there. Last year, I think it was either last year or the year before. It was just gorgeous there, like just drop dead gorgeous. Like it was completely clear. Middle of June in San Francisco is usually really nice. Obviously, you get a lot of fog and everything most of the year. Somebody said that the coldest summer the coldest weather that somebody endured once was the summer in San Francisco, and sometimes that happens. You get a lot of fog rolling through there, and it's pretty chilly. There's a competition between Northern California and Southern California as to who invented the fashion sense of wearing a sweatshirt with shorts. I always thought it was a Northern California thing, but I know people in Orange County like to take credit for that too. It doesn't get nearly cold enough down there for I think them to need that, but it's pretty common in the Bay Area. I'll tell you about that. But we'll see how things go on that. But yeah, I mean, it'll be. I'm stoked to see some racing coming up here. We'll certainly be doing NASCAR articles for the Cup and Xfinity Series races, the truck races for those couple weeks. In the past, I posted them at the end of the weekend. Obviously, with them spacing them out and doing midweek races, I'm going to try to push to get those articles up the night of each race and just keep that going that way. We'll see if that is able to be maintained, but of course, we'll adjust that if need be. So that'll be kind of what we're looking at. Phoenix, seeing your comment there, Ross Chastain 10, Phoenix being the championship race. Yeah, I'm middle of the road on that too. I think it's a much better penultimate race, especially since it's such a short race, really. And you can have some kind of crazy stuff happen there where people get eliminated and heading to the final four. Certainly last year was dramatic with Denny Hamlin punching his ticket the last second, made for a rather interesting scenario. But maybe not the most, I mean, I don't know. I kind of miss the old Phoenix. I never got to really go there when they had before the 2011 reconfiguration. I think that would have been really interesting to see. But actually, as it happens, the Phoenix track actually called me just before I did this live stream tonight, trying to get people to buy tickets for the race. And I guess they're still going great guns on that. I know they were right before all this COVID thing happened because, of course, the Phoenix Spring Race was really good and the new aero package and stuff. And we'll see how that shakes out. That is one that we're still planning on doing. If Sears Point does get canceled, we may try to squeeze in another race. I don't know where that's going to be. That's going to depend entirely on the financial side and, well, the financial side as well as time-wise. We'll see where this move is going to be completed here, and that'll probably be sometime this summer. So I guess we'll just, I don't know. A lot of stuff's up in the air, but we're ready to roll with it however it goes. So we'll find out. Adam Limery's asking about the North Wilkesboro finale. I think that's going to be really interesting. It seems like it's going to be, a fun little thing to do. I know it's cool that Junior and the drivers and stuff out there got that track weed whacked, so they were able to get that scanned into the game, and that's pretty cool. I'm kind of in the camp here that iRacing has kind of run its course. I've thought about expanding my NASCAR coverage to cover the Saturday Night Thunder events because I think those are pretty entertaining. with the heat races and the drivers in the lower divisions, especially when you get like Tommy Joe Martins, Ryan Vargas, and those guys in it. I would have loved to do articles for those, but I'm just kind of burned out on the iRacing thing, to be honest. I'm ready for them to just kind of get back to the regular thing. So I've just been doing the Pro Invitational ones here since the first couple of weeks. I know the first couple of weeks I did the Pro Invitational. I did the first couple for the replacements race, Truck Series Night in America, and those, but it was just getting to be too much. So I've kind of scaled back on that. But yeah, I'm ready for them to run running Wilkesboro. I think it'd be a cool thing to wrap up. And actually, as you mentioned that, I'm having to have the special article on the NASCAR site that's going to be coming up this Thursday. It's going to be talking about kind of the last place history of North Wilkesboro and kind of expanding on some of the stuff in my track guide that I put on Amazon a few years ago. So look forward to that. I'm going to have kind of a little preview article on that and talk about other famous last place finishers and statistics and stuff to kind of get ready for that. It's a little fun little thing that's going to be on the website. And also, let me mention this while I got several other things going on here. I've already made the mention to the folks on my Patreon here, but there is another video underway. Big thanks to Stephen C. for suggesting it. It was another idea that I was kicking around myself as well. There is going to be another video on the YouTube channel, the main channel right here, hopefully in the next week or two here. And we did the one on retirement seasons last time. I really appreciate everybody for your comments and spreading the video around and sharing it and everything. It's done really well compared to the last couple that I've done there, and very pleased with the response to that. So thank you again for your support on that. Thank you also for your support on the video that I narrated for NASCAR Man on Roberto Guerrero. I thought that was a really interesting script there. He did a fantastic job on the script there, and I'm glad that we were able to get that together, and he put that together and got that out. Obviously, we didn't plan on the fact of the Indy 500 getting postponed till August, but I think it was a great story that I think is good to hear at any time. So I appreciate the support on that as well. But also mentioning it for my next video on my channel is going to be on Darrell Waltrip's final season. So we're going to do a follow-up. It's going to be 2 videos in a row on retirement seasons. I know it's a little repetitive, but this right here is a program from Darrell Waltrip's final start at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in 2000. And, of course, Jerry Nadeau's first win at the same time. Picked this up. So this is one of the research materials and stuff, I'm using for the video that's coming up. And I'm currently working on that. I got, I think we're about 75% complete on that. The audio was recorded last night. Kind of got some video clips and stuff dropped into it. But I really wanted to kind of expand on Waltrip's last season because I think there's some other resources in there that'll make that video interesting and talk more about that. If I had more clarity of purpose, I would have actually decided to do a whole series of videos on the 2000 season because it seems like a lot of my videos kind of revolve around that year. I guess I really remember it better because I was like 17, 18 when that happened. So a lot of the events like Darrell Waltrip's last season and of course what happened in the 3 Before February video and Jerry Nadeau's first season with Hendrick Motorsports. I think there's just a lot of great paint schemes that year. Dale Earnhardt's last full season. There's just so many crazy things that year. The good and the bad, of course. That it definitely stands out. But I guess it's kind of what this series is turning into. So that's what's going to be. That's what's going to be going there. So we'll be doing the Darrell Waltrip's Victory Tour video. I'm very excited about it. Actually, I really like the music track that I found here on the YouTube music library that's going to be in there, and I think it's going to make it a really good video there. Approximately 1 hour long too. It's going to be one of my longer videos compared to the 20-minute one that I did on the retirement seasons. The current length, I think it's about 57 minutes in the timeline now, but we'll see how that gets edited. I want to put a lot of longer clips in there and stuff because I think a lot of them kind of speak for themselves, so I want to make sure that they're in there. Let's see. Let me check some of these other comments here. Where was that? New Hampshire. Okay, that was during earlier. Yeah, I'd like to cover New Hampshire. Like I haven't been to that track yet, but maybe that's a possibility sometime in the future. I don't know what that's going to be going on here or not. Let's see. Yep, hour long. We're gonna have we are gonna do. I am planning on doing our YouTube premiere for that, so we'll do a watch party for that if you guys are interested. Again, let me know if the YouTube premiere thing's not working for you guys. I think it's pretty cool because I like doing the chat here like this and jumping in on that. But if the ads are getting too obnoxious or something, I can see if there's some way I can work around that. Yeah, I think that'll be a good way to do that. So we'll have a video set up for you guys at that point. Where is I saw one of you guys was mentioning 3 before February. I want to make sure I credit the right person here. Okay, that was the streamline. I want to make sure I'm not ignoring that there. There we go. Lee Shuford. Thank you for your comment on 3 before February for sure. That was definitely a video that I've been meaning to make or meaning to do something with that story for a long time. It was originally going to be a book, but I didn't want to follow up the JD book with that and then just get stuck into just doing stories like that. But I think the video made it a better way to do it because you have to hear, Steve Wade's, comments on Adam Petty or Darrell Waltrip's interview on Kenny Irwin. I think a lot of those words alone, I think, wouldn't be interesting enough. I think the video clips really served well. And I really appreciate all the YouTubers and stuff that posted a lot of that content. Some of the content was stuff that I have, but a lot of the other stuff wasn't, that people had shared online. I'm so appreciative of the people that shared that information because that really helped make that video the very best that it could have been. And I made sure everybody's videos are credited in the comments there. If you're interested in any more content on 3 before February, it's all in there in the Google Doc there, and you can check any of those videos out there as well. And a lot of those videos are going to be used in the Darrell Waltrip video as well, of course, covering the 2000 season. And there's a little bit of overlap, so we're going to kind of get that together. But I think it'll be an interesting video. But I do appreciate the comment there on 3 before February, and I hope that your father is enjoying the rest of the content here on the channel. We're going to get some more stuff here coming up. I think if he wants to jump in there for the Darrell Waltrip video, we'll have an announcement on the date of that pretty soon. I'd like to have it up this weekend. That would be fantastic. I think that'd be a good time. Sometime before, certainly before we get back racing on the 17th. That's the biggest goal on that. But I think that would be interesting to see. Let's see. Alrighty. Okay, so here, we'll get back into the trivia here for a bit, and we'll get some more here going. Would a video detailing the sportsman division be possible? I mean, it would be. I think that's other series like that. I admit I'm not that knowledgeable of, but it would be something to definitely be interested in. Kind of these stories that don't get talked about that much. I know I had similar suggestions for NASCAR's like open wheel division as well, and doing some research on that. I know I talked with NASCAR man about that and the trickiness about trying to get a lot of content. I think doing a video on like a convertible series would be really interesting, but I need to find some good research on material on that because I think that's the one thing I think is interesting about it. And I don't have. It seemed like this was the way it played out, but I don't know for certain. Was that the origin of the Twin 125s or the Gatorade duels or the Can-Am duels or whatever they are now originate with the convertible series? Because in 1959 you had just like the one qualifier, but then there was also a heat race with the convertible series guys in it. I think the last place finisher, Ken Marriott, was a convertible series driver, so I think that's where the duels came from. I think that's the case. I could be completely off base there, but that's I'd be interested to hear kind of more of the story on that. I think that would be interesting. Yeah, there's something like an open wheel series where they ran open wheel cars on like Darlington or something, like Darlington, Charlotte, like some crazy stuff like that years ago. And it didn't last very long, and I think that's where it's tricky to get a lot of material. Certainly, the trick there with a lot of these, and I'm sure NASCAR man will attest to this too, is like trying to find the right visuals to make the video interesting enough. I don't want to make it just a slideshow if all we have are pictures, but sometimes that's all you have to work with. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing with even the Darrell Waltrip video is tricky because in doing that one, I've noticed that Waltrip, it's not like Richard Petty in his retirement season where they basically did a feature on him in each of the races, or at least talked about him in some way. And a lot of these clips, like there's some races where they just don't show his car at all. or don't mention him at all because he was struggling so much. There's other ones where they talk about him quite a bit. And this will come across in the video, so I think that'll be interesting to see. Mm. Excuse me. Do I have? Hang on a second, folks. I'll be right back in just a moment. And we'll get back on this in just a sec. Do not think that I have forgotten the hand sanitizer. I got it right here. Got some more of it in here. I don't want to lose this bottle. It's a handy little bottle, but I got there. Still keeping everything safe. Hope you guys are all staying safe out there, of course. Still counting down the days to, well, of course, the racing, first of all, but also to anything else. Change it up here. Of course, now it's allergy season for me, so that's why I got my nose running at the same time. But we're all still holding up there at the hospital, okay? Again, shout out to the folks there over at the hospital and everything that they're doing. So, but yeah, hopefully we got fewer. The way I'm looking at it now is I'm thinking that maybe we got fewer days ahead of us than behind us in this whole thing. At least that's what I'd like to believe. So we'll see. Goodness. Okay. All right. Did I unmute this? Yeah, I did unmute it. Okay, good. So we'll do another one. Video on 5 seasons of Richard Petty's career. Boy, I don't know. That would be almost a NASCAR feature there with the struggles he had. Although he didn't finish last in his last 3 seasons, so there was that. So I guess it would be a little different. But yeah, just so many struggles. We kind of touched on that a little bit in the retirement seasons video, but there was more of it than that. Alrighty. Let's do another one here from the NASCAR category because this one seemed interesting. Okay, here we go. Next question. What's the name of the last race in the 1998 Winston Noble 5 bonus program? There's a lot to unpack there. What's the name of the last race in the 1998 Winston Noble 5 bonus program? There we go. 1998 Noble 5 bonus program. There's one you have to remember there. Back when, now that was a fun program, really. I mean, they tried to do something like this with the Sprint Summer Showdown, but it wasn't nearly as good. You pick like the crown jewel races. You basically take it in the Winston Million. You're making it like, okay, you win $1 million for being a top 5. If you're a top 5 finisher in one of these races, you could be eligible to win $1 million if you win the next one. And that was great because then you get like every once in a while you got somebody really unusual that would be in it. Like I remember one time Kevin LePage made the Noble 5, and I think he made it at he was. The Southern 500 was rain shortened, and he got in the top 5, and then he got eligible for Talladega, and then that would have been really crazy because Talladega, you never know what's going to happen. But that was really fun. But yeah, here we go. The name of the last race in the 1998 Winston Noble 5 bonus program, and you guys got it. It is indeed the Winston 500. That would make sense, of course. All righty. Next question. What year in the 50s were the first speed weeks held at Daytona? What year in the 50s were the first speed weeks held at Daytona? What year in the 50s were the first speed weeks held at Daytona? I had a red number of the dollar sign in the window. Yep, there we go. Remember even before that, I think in '98 from the 500 they used like a prism decal, like the ones like like on trading cards and stuff. They had like a weird reflective thing. Didn't look very good, but I don't know. The bright colored numbers looked really great. Of course, you see Dale Earnhardt's thing in his last win, and that was a Noble 5 race there. So he got to run the scheme there. All right, and the answer is, of course, 1959 for Daytona. Excuse me. All right. Gotta top this thing off again. All right. Where are we up to? Okay, we still got 20 people in there. Appreciate you guys staying on board. It was in spite of Me sanitizing my hands during this whole thing. Okay, here we go. All righty. Let's get another one here. How did Frank Mundy acquire the car he raced in Gardena, California in 1951? Oh, man. If you guys get this without Googling it, you are really OP, I'll tell you. How did Frank Mundy acquire the car he raced in Gardena, California in 1951? Really think about that. Don't Google this one. This is probably, it might come up right away, but I don't know. How did Frank Rebel Mundy, acquire the car he raced in Gardena, California in 1951? He stole it, bought it from Junior Johnson, police auction, put his house up. These are all good guesses. It could be anything. I really don't know. I really, really do not know. How did Frank Mundy acquire the car he raced in Gardena, California in 1951? Hey there, Mad Dicker Boy. How did Frank Mundy acquire the car he raced in Gardena, California in 1951? Any other guesses on here? Drugs? Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Frank Mundy, one of the founding members of NASCAR also. I think he's actually in my article for the Wilkesboro thing on Thursday. Alrighty. Frank Mundy. I think it was Francisco, I think it was like Francisco Martinez, or I think it was his full name or something. He's of Hispanic ancestry there, but was also a friend of Big Bill France and a racer for many years. He took on the name Frank Mundy and nicknamed Rebel Mundy. And apparently he got his car through unusual means in 1951. So let's see what the answer is. The answer is he rented it. He rented it. It was a rental car. Well, how about that? Days of Thunder's rental car racing scene has its origins perhaps as far back as 1951. So how about that? That was the car that Frank Mundy raced in Gardena, California in 1951. So how about that, Nick? He rented it. It was a rental car. Wonder how he did. That's close. It's close. These are all good guesses. I mean, could have gone any direction on that. These are good ones. Let's get a few more of these. Which touring division races vehicles with the largest tread width? Here we go. I assume it's it's NASCAR. So which NASCAR touring division races vehicles with the largest tread width? W-I-D-T-H. Which touring division races vehicles with the largest tread width? Modifieds? Oh, you guys got it. Yeah, it's got to be modifieds. Featherlight modifieds, it says specifically. But there you go, modifieds. You got it. By the way, shout out to Slap Shoes on the video on the modified series. I never really followed that series that much, although it definitely interests me because you hear back to the race at Shangri-La before JD McDuffie's last start. The modifieds racing up there, and of course it's like up in the Northeast and stuff. It's just huge up there. Ted Christopher and some of these other competitors that made their way into the Cup Series. Of course, Jeff Bodine. Long history in that. It would definitely. That's one reason I wanted to cover something in New Hampshire one of these days. I would love to see one in person because I haven't seen a modified race in person. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, modifieds is indeed the answer to that question. Jeff Fulla. There we go. This is another one. I like that, said Ed. All right, here we go. How much was the first NASCAR Winston Cup point fund worth in 1971? How much was the first NASCAR Winston Cup point fund worth in 1971? New Hampshire was a lot more racing in person than shows on TV. I would put Sears Point in that category too. It really is. I mean, seeing it on TV, and maybe there's only so much that TV can do or anything, but I mean, it's actually pretty entertaining to see. I'd like to see that. How much was the first NASCAR Winston Cup point fund worth in 1971? We have 100 grand, 250,000, 100,000, 10 million, 200 grand, 75 grand. The answer is $100,000. Feel like our Price is Right. Jason Stearns, you got it. Jason Stearns, NASCAR Fan 93 100. There you go. You guys got it. $100,000. Who goes to the showcase round? round. Okay. Who was NASCAR's chief technical director in the 70s? Yeah, wow. Don't even know. Who was NASCAR's chief technical director in the 70s? In the 70s, who was NASCAR's chief technical director? There's a position that's changed hands quite a few times, of course, with gosh, what was it? Like Gary Nelson and some of those other guys later on. By the way, this is the haircut that I did myself here too. For those of you guys, I didn't tease a picture of this when NASCAR man put up that Darrell Waltrip clip. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to mess this up. I'm glad I had the foresight in college to be bald. I didn't. It's one of the few things I've planned particularly well. But there you go. NASCAR's chief technical director in the 70s, Bill Gasway, Joe Gasway. The answer is indeed Bill Gasway. There you go. You guys got it. Bill Gasway. All right, here we go. What make and model of car was the first to win 250 NASCAR Winston Cup races? What make and model of car was the first to win 250 NASCAR Winston Cup races? Make and model, not just make, not just model, make and model of car was the first to win 250 NASCAR Winston Cup races. Chevy Monte Carlo, Hudson Hornet. Other guesses here? First to win 250 NASCAR Winston Cup races. The first to do so, not the only one to do so. Let's see if I can take this question apart in any more pieces than it has. Chevy Monte Carlo, Pontiac Grand Prix, Dodge Charger. The answer is the Chevy Monte Carlo indeed. It is the Chevy Monte Carlo. I always like the Lumina better myself, but that's just me. They got the car. The car is just starting to look a little too polished once we got to the Monte Carlo and then the Taurus and then like the newer Grand Prix. That was just, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Who leads the charity ride across America to benefit Brenner Children's Hospital? Who leads the charity ride across America to benefit Brenner Children's Hospital? It's a little bit of a easier question, a little bit of a palate cleanser here for you guys. Who leads the charity ride across America to benefit Brenner Children's Hospital? You guys got it. Kyle Petty. Kyle Petty, Adam Petty, in honor of Adam Petty, of course, but Kyle Petty is indeed the correct answer. All right. Here we go. Do a few more here. What year did NASCAR first get national television coverage for an event? What year did NASCAR first get national television coverage for an event? What year? What year did NASCAR first get national television coverage for an event? Yeah, you can definitely tell it's from 1998, exactly. And you know, it didn't occur to me. I guess the charity ride did predate the Adam Petty tragedy, so I never really thought about that. But yeah, I always kind of figured they were hand in hand because, of course, they're benefiting Victory Junction and a lot of the efforts the Petties do. So that's interesting. What year did NASCAR first get national television coverage for an event? Hey there, the news. Keep bringing in the news. There we go. Hello, hello. The answer is 1960. 60. Did anybody get that? 79. 79 was a good guess. 63, 62, 64, 63. Wow, yeah, 1960. 1960. 1960 is your answer on that one. All right, we're coming up to the top of the hour. And we'll get another one here. Whoop, that's the same question. Let's not do the same one twice. Ooh, here's a fun one. How many cars raced in the first Daytona 500? I think I know this one. How many cars raced in the first Daytona 500? How many cars raced in the first Daytona 500? Oh, look it up. How many cars raced in the first Daytona 500? Hey there, Cooper. Welcome back. How many cars raced in the first Daytona 500? We have 60, 58, 53, 48. How many cars raced in the first Daytona 500? 60, 70, 59. I don't think I've seen the right answer yet. I think it's, we'll see, 63, 57. Unless I'm wrong. I think it's 75. That's what I'm thinking. But let me see. The answer is 59. Okay, I was off. I must be thinking of Darlington or something. 59 is the answer. Road Racer Ufer, your second guess was correct. You actually said it. You almost got it right from the start with 60. You got 58, 68. Yeah, 59 it says here. Is that one here? Let me take a look. Doot, 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 doot. Bo, 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 bo. $59, $59. There it is. Yeah, February 22nd. Yeah, 59. Ken Marriott, last place. 58 Ford. Okay. I always got to check it anyway. All righty. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to stick with this category for a bit. I think we might get some interesting stuff here. Okay, well, that was too easy. This one actually was asking which hotel hosted the first meeting of NASCAR, the organizational meeting, but of course that was a streamlined hotel, so we'll move past that one. Here we go. Here's a good one. What year in the 40s, we're going way back, did Big Bill France quit driving to focus on promoting? What year in the 40s did Big Bill quit driving to focus on promoting? What year in the 40s did Big Bill quit driving to focus on promoting? Glad I sanitized my hands. I can't stop touching my face. Okay. What year in the 40s did Big Bill quit driving to focus on promoting? You have 47, 45, 49, 48. We got almost the whole decade, at least the whole second half of the decade on here. And the answer is 1946. 1946, the news. You got it. Caleb Spicer, you got it. The Krillman Experience. These are great names, by the way. I like it. We're getting a real diverse group here. I like that. Okay. 1946 is the correct answer. Yeah, 1 in 10 shot, exactly. I would love it if they gave an answer like something out of the 30s just to completely screw everybody up. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This might be more obvious than I'm thinking it is. What was the first name of Big Bill France's wife and partner? What was the first name of Big Bill France's wife and partner? First name of Big Bill France's wife and partner. There we go. Don't Google it. Try to guess it. Betty Joe, Betty Jane, Big Brenda. A lot of B names coming up. The first name of Big Bill France's wife and partner. Martha, Betty France, Big Bill France's, not Bill Jr., Big Bill France's wife and partner. Anne, Betty Jane. And the answer is Anne. Lem Wansley III, you got it. There you go. Anne, bad booking, you got it too. There you go. It is Anne. I guess Betty Jane was Bill Jr.'s wife. At least I think it is. Okay. Okay. What driver was the first to be series champ back-to-back in 1956 and 1957? What driver was the first to be series champ back-to-back in 1956 and 1957? The first champ to be back-to-back in 1956 and 57. Red Byron, the first guess. Any other guesses on here? Oh, I said it right, Lem? Oh, right on. I have a lot of practice. I try to get a lot of practice at work because if you don't know, I do a lot of registration with patients in the emergency room, and I always try to give it a first guess. It's like, oh, Mr. Wansley. It's like, okay, and I try to do that at first. Okay. It's not 100% though, that's for sure. I think I've got a solid 50 at this point. All righty. What driver was first to be series champ back-to-back in 56, 57? Buck Baker, Lee Petty, Herb Thomas. The answer is Buck Baker. Buck Baker. Bad booking, got it in all caps there. Oh, I think, oh, Jason Stearns beat you there. Are you working a call center? Oh, man. Yep, see, I got you. I got you. I know that's got challenges of its own. Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Whoop, hang on. Okay, no. Okay, I thought it was the same question again. All right. Who was the first two-time NASCAR Winston Cup champ? Who was the first two-time NASCAR Winston Cup champ? I know I saw this earlier. I know one of you guys was saying, like, yeah, who has the fewest wins of Winston Cup champions? That's been rattling in the back of my head since I saw that pop up on here. I'm not sure what the answer would be. My first guess was going to be like Matt Kenseth, but it doesn't seem like that would be true now, especially with him coming back. By the way, him coming back is pretty cool. I also want Brett Bodine to run the North Wilkesboro race on Sunday, but we'll see. See if there's no scoring error in the digital version. I think there'll be a hoot. Only if he runs the Quaker State car. You'd have to do that. Because, of course, that would be great. Throwback to Ricky Rudd, too. But holding my breath on that. Yeah, I'm going to stay for one more question and head out. Yeah, I think we'll do one more question and then close it out here. I know it's getting kind of long here. Okay, who was the first two-time NASCAR Winston Cup champ? And the answer is Herb Thomas. Herb Thomas is the answer there. Okay. Let's do one more question here. We'll wrap it up here. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We'll do this one. We'll do it again for the NASCAR category because that one's been pretty good here. What year did Tim Flock win his first NASCAR Winston Cup title? What year did Tim Flock win his first NASCAR Winston Cup title? What year did Tim Flock win his first NASCAR Winston Cup title? What year? What year did he win his first Winston Cup title? 58 is our first guess. Any other guesses on there? 52, 52, 54. What year did Tim Flock win his first NASCAR Winston Cup title? Last question of the night. Go ahead and just unload all the guesses. 52, 54, 59, 1859, 1952, 51. All righty. And the answer is coming up here. We got a few more coming in. 52, 53. The answer is 1952. 52 is the correct answer. And there you go. Doritos and Mountain Dew. You got it right off the bat. Said Head 2 in second place. Len Wansley in third and third. Bad booking. Kobe Kale. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Is it Call? Kobe Call? There we go. Krillman Experience. And everybody else. So again, thank you everyone for playing tonight. We're going to do some more of these trivia things coming up here. I'd like to still keep them going even after the season resumes here. Again, stay safe, everybody out there. And we're now, 12 days away until we get the first Darlington race and the return to the deciding who's going to take home the Cup Series championship and, of course, the NASCAR championship. Got to wipe the cobwebs out of my white hat, and we'll get that thing going again and get some more content for you. So again, look forward to our North Wilkesboro throwback, North Wilkesboro last place history articles coming up this Thursday. I got a video on Darrell Waltrip's retirement season that's coming up in the next week or so. And that should carry us pretty close to the 17th for the resumption of the season. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and stay tuned to both this channel and the second channel for more content as we go ahead. So stay safe, everyone. And remember, last happens.